All right, hey everybody, Coach Abel here talking to you today about why and how most people fail at their physique transformation goals. And it's not maybe what you're thinking, and it's not maybe what it seems. I'm going to tell you how and why that happens, and I'm going to give you my own example of how you can prevent that. So this webinar is all about how to plan to get lean, how to plan to stay lean, stop being a weight loss tourist, and maybe start focusing on the things that get you there other than eat this, not that, and other than this training regimen, that training regimen. Because what I've witnessed more often than not over like going on 5 decades of coaching now is that when clients fail to achieve their goals, it isn't because they don't have a good plan. It's almost entirely because of a failure to execute that plan consistently, constructively, and productively. So I'm going to use a lot of photos from my own how I do it, and hopefully it'll give you guys some ideas, because that's where a lot of the times people get stuck on the how-to. So how not to fail at your physique transformation goals, that's what this is all about. So it's all about organization. Organization is everything. If you want to plan to get lean and stay lean, then you have to be organized. And part of organization is preparation. Failing to plan is planning to fail. It's an old cliche for a reason. And it's amazing how many people report to me being unprepared as an excuse to sabotage themselves. Oh, I didn't have any food with me. My food wasn't prepared. Things like that. So I'm going to show you all about food prep in advanced. But the word preparation starts with pre, as in advanced or before. So part of organization is preparation, and it needs to be proper preparation. Being spontaneous does not mean being unprepared for a challenge or unprepared for a sudden obstacle. True preparation requires being ready beyond when things just fall into place neatly and beyond just the next few hours or the next day. That's another trap people get into. They're not prepared and pre-planned further enough in advance. So being organized is a time saver. Not being organized is a time waster, and we should put that up on the screen. Now, usually I would think this is just something that parents teach their kids. But what I've seen year after year, the reason people fail is they're just not properly prepared on a consistent basis. And so that necessitates this webinar. Now, part of effective, productive, and constructive organization, of course, is time management. Time management is something you invest in advance. In other words, you look ahead and you prepare for what's ahead. Part of effective time management is setting aside time to invest in preparation in advance and advanced preparation. Now, you can be proactive or you can be reactive, but you can't be both when it comes to organization and preparation. So what's the old Scouts motto? The old Scouts motto is be prepared. And that's what they teach 12-year-olds. And yet when it comes to physique transformation and weight loss, it seems to be something I have to reiterate over and over again to actual adults. And the reason they don't reach their goals or don't sustain their goals is because of a failure of execution via proper preparation. So that's what we're going to get into. Being unprepared for contingencies is unacceptable when you have a long-term goal. You have to prepare for the short term and the long term. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, how do you do it? How do I do it? I've never had a weight problem, and I've always been lean, and I've always been able to coach a gazillion other people to it too. So a lot of the time people have a problem. Well, where do you start? Why do I keep messing up? Can you give me some pointers? How do I get organized? How do I execute proper time management? So they have a hard time with that, so they want to know my example. So that's what I'm going to do in this webinar. We're going to get to a bunch of pictures, and I'll show you through sort of a pictorial element of preparation for me and what it looks like for the week. People report to me all the time how they run out of food or whatever, but that should not be possible if you're properly organized and prepared. And I know life is busy, and I know people got things going on, but that's all the more reason to double down on preparation, time management. So Organization is everything. For me, I'm going to start giving you my own example now, and hopefully the few light bulbs go off and you learn something, or maybe you don't. But I look forward to your comments when all this is over, because we're going to get into, a picture being worth 1,000 words here, so we're going to get on that. So for me, it all begins on Fridays, and cooking for the week and always being prepared. I'm going to get into the whole food element, because that's where people fail the most. And of course, because I write exercise programs, the training part for me isn't an issue. So we can do that another time if there's an interest. So here, my Fridays. It all begins for me on Fridays, cooking for the week and always being prepared at least a week in advance. And for some stuff, which I'm going to show you, way more than a week in advance. So I'm going to give you my own example in this webinar. I'm going to show you my own example of 1 week's food prep, planning, organization, and preparation, how to save time and prevent excuses for self-sabotage. Remember, preparation gives birth to motivation. It's not the other way around. You can't wait till you're motivated, or you'll always be in reaction mode. So let's get into it then. How does Coach Abel prepare for the week ahead and possible contingencies of just in case? Let's go. Let's get started. So Friday is, like I said, that's the day my housekeeper comes. That's the day the food gets prepped. That's the day we get right on into it. So that's what I'm going to do. So the bigger picture, though, it starts with an organized, planned day of the week to prepare. Notice I said it all happens for me on Friday. So there's a fixed day of the week that's preparation day. So that's big picture, and then we go to smaller and smaller details, of course. So Fridays are the preparation day for the following week, food-wise. That's the bigger picture of time management and time investment, time engagement. So here you see we're just getting stuff, my housekeeper's just getting stuff out on the counter, getting ready to cook. So you see my starches are out there, which will be prepared for the week, the pots and pans. And then in the next frame, we just have more of that. We got out some of the meals. I'm going to lay out to you the exact meal-to-meal kind of thing, day by day, so you'll see how the bigger picture falls into being completely organized for the week, and hopefully you'll follow along. So where do I get my protein? Actually, let's talk amino acids rather than protein. That's kind of an old hat term now. But my protein choices for the 6-day diet, here you see a can of lentils, can of black beans, can of chickpeas. And what happens there is Monday, Tuesday, I have half a can of the chickpeas. Wednesday, Thursday, half a can of the black beans. Friday, Saturday, half a can each of the lentils. So that keeps things consistent 2 days a week, but along with the changes in my fibrous veggies and the changes in my starch choices, there's a different diet after every 2 days, which keeps things from getting too boring. But it all happened because of preparation and planned ahead. So here's how my fibrous veggies break down. In terms of preparation, currently, the rice cauliflower in the back that you see here, that's Monday, Tuesday, a bag each, 340 grams. All you have to do is nuke it. And then, of course, in the front, you see the coleslaw. So I'm getting lots of the fibrous veggies that I need through the week. So that's in the back, Monday, rice cauliflower, Tuesday, rice cauliflower, and then Friday, Saturday is the coleslaw. So I'm getting lots of the right amount of the sulforaphane that you want to get in your diet. So that's 4 days. And then Wednesday, Thursday, my fibrous veggie option, my own choice, are peppers, multicolored peppers. I buy 7 altogether to last over 2 days. They come in packs of 3 anyway. So that's my peppers. Here's how they look in a different picture. You can see there's 7 there. Now, usually I would buy a green pepper as well, but only if they're ripe enough and they're big enough. They have to be huge, because I try to buy the biggest sizes when it comes to my fibrous veggies. So if not, as you see here, I didn't like the green pepper choice that day, so I just chose either another yellow or another orange. And then that preparation starts to look like this. Preparation process begins. The housekeeper cuts them up in halves, and then she dices them up the way I like them, like that. You have to cook to your own liking. And then, of course, sauteed in a little water and a little extra virgin olive oil that you see in the background there. And because I need the extra calories, I add them in the form of some of those plant-based fats that you'll see throughout this as well. So now you've seen my fibrous veggies all the way from Monday till Saturday getting prepared. Here's a look. You see the peppers going. You also see in the foreground the oats are going, and in the background is the brown rice going. So you don't have to just cook one thing at a time. This isn't multitasking when you're doing a multiple prep. So here you see just without the lid. So now my housekeeper may cook and prepare it all, but I design the simplicity and the rotation of the meals. So when she comes every week, she knows exactly what she has to prepare week after week. She doesn't have to ask me. She gets it done. She weighs it out. It's all there. Boom. So again, big picture to little picture. And here you see the brown rice for the week in the background, making the oatmeal, the oat bran in the foreground, and sauteing those colorful peppers also on the right. And then, boom, coleslaw for Friday, Saturday as I switch my fibrous veggie choice, which you want to do. I just dump a bag in the Tupperware and I add my coleslaw dressing, calorie-wise, and it's not a completely vegan dressing. Oh, well, so what? I'm not trying to be 100% of anything, just mostly, about 90-95%. So you see that in the picture as well. And then it starts to shape up. You see the rice is ready on the right, and Wednesday through Saturday fibrous veggies are ready. So you see I got the peppers all done in their Tupperware and got the coleslaw all done to use over 2 days. And in the background on the left, what you see there is my mid-afternoon meal, my rice with corn and peas. And then I've already showed you my frozen rice cauliflower. That's Monday, Tuesday fibrous veggies. So it's all shaping up. I'm going to get to the exactness of it in a minute, but just to show you little by little preparation. Starts with a big picture, starts with Friday, and then gets to specifics. So what we see here now, the starches and fibers are ready to go. What you see on the right there, 6 days of oat bran or oatmeal. 3 of them go into the fridge for the next 3 days, and 3 go into the freezer until mid next week, where I take them out as well. So that's what you see. And then on the left, you see again the peppers are all done, and you see the starch, the brown rice is all ready for the week. Make a little extra just in case, you never know. But that's not the whole story. Now we get into the creative stuff. So the Monday, Tuesday frozen rice cauliflower that I like comes 340 grams in a package, but that's not enough for me. It's not enough food. I go by hunger, biofeedback. So wait, there's more. So usually what I do is you'll see the broccoli package there on the right. Now usually I buy the great big family size one, the big one that looks like it'll last you a month, but they were out that day when I was preparing this, when I went shopping. I always grocery shop a day or two before my housekeeper gets here. So usually I buy the big bag of broccoli or kale. I'll explain that to you in a minute. And then what I do with them goes into the freezer and lasts for way over a month. And that's what I want to get into now. So next, we've put the broccoli into the food processor, and I like it mulched, and I'll show you why. So here's what we do. We mulch that broccoli up, and then I have my housekeeper put it into little snack bags. I don't worry, I don't weigh them out or anything. She just evens them out, dumps them in the snack bags, and I'll show you why. The why is because, like I said, the riced veggie cauliflower at 340 grams isn't enough for me. So my Monday, Tuesday meal now, half a can of chickpeas, the rice cauliflower, and then I just dump a bit of the mulched broccoli in there for color, and that looks great. And then here's what it looks like when it's done. Monday, Tuesday dinner done. I just nuke it. I add whatever condiments I want to add to it for taste that particular day. But you see the green mulched broccoli all through there with the chickpeas, and the cauliflowered rice gives it a nice sort of green specks, so you're getting again lots and lots of sulforaphane, and then of course my chickpeas, so I got enough protein, and then I add brown rice to that as well. That's on the side, but that's just what the meal looks like. That's what this is all about. And then of course my Wednesday Thursday dinner ends up looking something like this. It's a lot bigger these days because I have my rice on the side now. I have a lot more of it, but that's just a general picture of preparation in advance, what it looks like. So again, you see I switch from the chickpeas with cauliflower broccoli and mulch broccoli for 2 days. Then I go to the black beans with the sauteed peppers for 2 days. And then of course Friday, Saturday looks like this. I go to lentils. The starch switches from brown rice to baked potatoes. So a change every 2 days, like I said, always keeps it from getting boring, with coleslaw for my fibrous veggie on the side, with normal cabbage and carrots and red cabbage. So my Friday, Saturday dinner looks like this. It's also bigger now. The lentils are on the side. The potatoes are much bigger. And that keeps it from getting boring. So you see the beans and legumes change every third day. So 2 days at one, 2 days at another, 2 days at another. And the fibrous veggies change as well. And then for Friday, Saturday dinner, my starch choice changes from brown rice to potato. That's just the way I like it. And just to keep this complete for you, my mid-afternoon meal, mixed up in the morning. I do this while my oatmeal is warming in the microwave from the fridge. So I just get out the peas from the freezer and the corn from the freezer, and I mix it up with my rice, and I take it out, leave it on the counter, and I heat it up later for my mid-afternoon meal. And here's some more advanced preparation that we do here. My snack packs, as you see, the food scale's out for these ones, and housekeeper just weighs them out somewhere near 40 grams. Doesn't have to be exact. If you close in on that number, you'll see it was 42. We don't care. So different nuts, there's usually almonds and walnuts being weighed out, and you'll see they're weighed out very, very well in advance. So preparation and organization, and here's how it starts to look when it's all said and done and unfolds, so there's no reason for self-sabotage. So my freezer starts to shape up for the week. Here's what you see. You see my corn and peas in the forefront, and I got some on the far right there, I got some frozen mango. I take that out if I want a variation in my fruit. But I want to show you other things that you see that you may not recognize. You see also on the bottom shelf, you see some of my frozen oatmeal oat bran that I'll take out midweek. And then you see the riced cauliflower ready to go for Monday, Tuesday. And beside that, you see in front one of the bags of the mulch broccoli that goes directly with the rice cauliflower. But I want to point this out for you. On the top shelf, what you see is mulched kale. So I buy a big thing of kale to go with my coleslaw meals, and I keep that on the top shelf so I know where each thing is. Where's the mulch kale? Where's the mulch broccoli? And I keep the broccoli on the bottom shelf because it goes with the riced cauliflower. So it's all organized. Take it out, dump it in, it's ready to go. So there's some things you might not see, recognize. And then boom, the cupboard shapes up the same way. The nuts are divided by type, and at least 2 weeks worth are always refilled of the nut. You see the almonds on top there, and you see the walnuts on the bottom in their own individual snack bags. And to the right of that, you see the ground flax and the ground chia seeds, which are usually on the counter. We just set them on here so you could see that everything's prepped in advance. Nothing runs out. The cupboard shapes up like the freezer. Everything's divided by type. And you see even the ground flax, ground chia are just ready to go and always filled. So that's what you see. Now what you see here, just backed up so you could get a bigger picture, what you're seeing in the cupboard. So in the background, you see where the housekeeper grabs the oat bran, the oatmeal, and the brown rice, and on the background on the left is the big bags of the bulk nuts, almonds, walnuts, whatever, and in the foreground is when she puts them in little individual baggies, so all I have to do is grab them and go. So that's it. And then you see, of course, Fruit always on hand, and more is better. So that particular shopping day, there's just some of my fruit, and that's all for 1 week as well. Not much preparation goes in fruit, but you see, I even sometimes buy these already pre-packaged. This one, strawberries with pineapple, and then I add it to whatever. Always have apples in advance and bananas in advance, whether I use them or not. And that meal ends up looking like this. So meal 2 every day looks something like this, but it changes every day as well. My fruit is a free-for-all meal, but you see in the foreground there's those pre-packaged almonds that are already weighed out, and then the fruit to my liking for that particular day. So there you have it, how to plan to get lean, how to plan to stay lean, and where most people continue to screw up is they understand preparation, but they're not organized enough, or they don't prepare advanced enough. So every Friday, no matter what, is preparation day around here. The house gets clean, the food gets prepped for the following week and beyond, with the nuts and the frozen mulched kale and mulched broccoli, etc., etc. And choosing easy choices so I don't have to cook a lot because I live alone and I don't like cooking and I don't like cleanup. So the frozen rice cauliflower, my protein in a can, boom, boom, boom. Very, very simple, very, very easy. How to plan to get lean, how to plan to stay lean. It's not just meal plans and the right foods. Without proper pre-planned, prepared, purposeful preparation, sabotage after sabotage happens. I always see people getting caught with their pants down when it comes to being properly prepared and having contingencies for whatever. And there's really no excuse for it. You make the time, because time is something you invest in. It's not something you spend. So you invest your time the right way and it pays off. That's what organization is all about. So this kind of prep that I just showed you for a week in advance and beyond leaves no room for excuses. If all your meals of the week are prepared, you're more likely to eat them than to waste them, even if you have a craving or a penchant for something else, and you can grab and go. Something suddenly comes up, I go into my cupboard, boom, I grab one of those already pre-weighed out nuts, grab a bunch of fruit from the fridge, boom, I go. If I know in advance I have to be somewhere, my meal 2 travels, any of those meals travel, heat them up, pop them, put them in a bag, take them in a car, and I'm good to go. So there you have it. Now, how most people, again, how not to fail at your physique transformation goals is you got to be organized, and preparation is everything. Failing to plan is planning to fail. And again, it's all about executing the plan. So you have to do that. You have to do it on a regular basis. And you should slot out big picture to little picture. So 1 day a week to prepare what needs to be ready for the following week. And when you do that, some of the things you can even prepare for weeks in advance, like with the nuts and with stuff that stays in your freezer, etc., etc. So that's how I do it. That's how I stay organized. That's how I employ time management, and that's how I be prepared, so that I don't have to entertain choices of maybe I want this, maybe I want that. What you do is eliminate all the choices, and then you'll stick to your plan no matter what. Hopefully that helps you. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you learned anything in the comments below. Hopefully you did. But failing to plan is planning to fail. You'll fail, and the reason most people I see fail is failure to execute, and that's because they don't properly prepare in advance on a consistent enough basis. So hopefully that helps you not to fail, and I look forward to all your comments, and I'll see you all in the next video.